Hello YouTube, Redbird here, back with another Wayfinder video. Today we're going to talk about pay to win, everybody's favorite topic in the MMO space specifically. Everybody wants to know if a game is pay to win or if you can gain some sort of advantage on other players by paying real money. Now, before we jump into all of that, and I think a lot of people's definition of pay to win may differ from person to person. A lot of people's tolerance to pay to win definitely differs from person to person. So I'm not here to draw any lines or you know, tell you yay or nay on these topics, but I do want to break it down, all the information that we have for you guys, to where you can kind of decide before you jump in, before you play in early access, is Wayfinder something you want to invest time in, depending on what the pay model is or how they're monetizing the game. And really, during this video, we're going to use Warframe, another game that's out that just so happens to be produced by Digital Extremes, as the like co-tangent to comparing Wayfinder and kind of making these, you know, conclusions based off of Warframe's history of monetization, because throughout every interview that I've seen, Snarf and a lot of the other people on the Wayfinder team, hopefully I don't do that a lot during this video, on the Wayfinder team say that they're going to monetize the game almost exactly like Warframe does. And if you're unfamiliar about how Warframe monetizes, don't worry. We're going to kind of cover that throughout the video as well, so you kind of have that as a reference point as we move forward. So after a lot of different research, looking at the website, the official website of Wayfinder, let's break down what exactly Wayfinder is going to do as far as monetization goes. And it's important to point out, this is only during early access, because eventually the game will be available free to play in February or early next year. They haven't committed to a date yet. So let's look at this. Early access Wayfinder monetization will be through Founders Packs. Now, there are 4 different Founders Packs: the Base Pack, Initiative Pack, Awaken Pack, and the Exalted Pack. Each of these have access to premium currency, the Founders Season Reward Tower. They all have some cosmetics and titles that will show that you were a founder or a Wayfounder, pun intended, of the game. Now, where this starts to trickle down to is the Exalted Pack. The Exalted Pack is $150. And by the way, we'll double back to say the Base Pack, to get you into the game right now, is $20. That will get you early access to the game starting on Tuesday. Now, it is important to note, again, that the game will be free to play eventually. So you don't have to pay this to pay Wayfinder. You'll just have to wait until February, which who wants to do that? Everybody wants to play the game now. So $20 base package, Exalted Pack $150. Now, most of you, this is where it gets a little bit fuzzy as far as the pay to win aspect of the game. And this happens in 2 specific areas. One is the Exalted Tower Compass. Now, a lot of people were very confused about this particular item, and thankfully Snarf cleared it up on an interview with the Concast, and I'll link that video in the description here. And they mentioned that the Enchanted Tower Compass is 5% XP. Now, this XP bonus is only available in the Reward Tower in each season. So this will be a lifelong 5% increase to XP gain, but it's not in-game. It's only in the Reward Tower. So only during the Season Pass. So 5% XP gain, that is only available in the $150 package or the Exalted package. And the last thing, which I think is, to me, as a player, is the concerning thing, and that is Heroic Kairos. Now, heroic versions of Wayfinders are slightly more powerful versions of each Wayfinder. The game will only launch with one heroic Wayfinder, and that is Heroic Kairos. And the only way you can obtain Heroic Kairos is in the $150 Exalted package. So, I mean, first off, like, then the question for me started to be like, well, how much more powerful is heroic Kairos as opposed to regular Kairos? The only thing that the Wayfinder team specifically have said is a slight power differential to the regular Wayfinders. And so I went back and asked a lot of Warframe people in the community, what is the difference between a Prime Warframe and a regular Warframe, which is basically Warframe's version of what would be heroic heroes. And they said that it's very minimal. So they said the exact same thing as the Wayfinder team did. And they brought up something interesting that I think it's important for everybody to know, is there was only one ever Prime Warframe that was available only through paying money and not obtainable in game, and it was the very first Prime Excalibur. Now, my next question to those people were, how viable is Prime Excalibur, and how important is it to have the Warframe? And they said it's not. That was basically it. They said not a lot of people even play the Warframe anymore. Now, Warframe's been out for a long time, and this is going to be a much different situation with heroic Kairos, at least initially, because if Kairos is the best DPS character in the game, then you guessed it, heroic Kairos is going to be slightly better than him, which could cause some sort of a meta problem, especially if the only way you can be the best DPS is pay $150. Now, Wayfinder has stated that heroic Kairos is the exception, that no other Wayfinders or heroic Wayfinders will be exclusively available this way. You will be able to earn them in-game through getting the heroic echoes or the heroic components to these particular items and being able to craft them without paying a dime during the free-to-play version of the game, which will launch, again, early next year. But heroic Kairos, once that happens, once the game transitions to free-to-play, heroic Kairos will no longer be available at all. So if you do want heroic Kairos, you have to pay the $150. Now, that stuff is concrete, out of the way, for sure going to happen. I want to talk about one last thing that I think is extremely important about Wayfinder and the monetization, or the future monetization of the game, and that is the premium currency. Now, the premium currency in Wayfinder is called Rune Silver. Rune Silver, in some amount, is available in every Founders Pack. And this is important to note simply because of Warframe and our comparisons that we're making with the game. Now, again, I just want to restate this. This isn't me tying yarn together on the wall with pins in it. This isn't, tinfoil hat, lock the doors, Redbird. This is the Wayfinder dev team stating that they're going to monetize the game exactly or almost exactly the way Warframe does it. They feel like Warframe's very successful in their monetization strategies, and Warframe allows players to trade their premium currency for prime aspects that will then be used to craft prime Warframes, prime weapons, the best Warframes and weapons in the game. Now, again, all these things are earnable in-game for free in Warframe. You can craft all of these prime Warframes if you take the time to farm out the pieces of material that are required to craft them. But you can also use your premium currency in Warframe to buy the parts so that you can craft the Warframe yourself. And these are done through trading posts or a trading station type of things, where you use your premium currency to trade with another player. The other player receives your premium currency, and then you receive the piece of the Warframe or the piece of the prime weapon that you want to craft. Now, this has been going on for a long time in the MMO space. The most notable one, in my opinion, is World of Warcraft and the WoW token. You can trade the WoW token for in-game currency. You can trade in-game currency for the WoW token. So this is a real money to in-game currency exchange that happens in the Blizzard store, and you can use your in-game currency to buy things off the auction house that might improve your character. Now, this particular instance with Warframe, all of these things can eventually be obtained by other players, similar to the things in World of Warcraft, but there is the pay-to-win aspect embedded in that conversation, to the fact that, I can pay X amount of dollars to buy the premium currency and then trade it for the prime versions of these heroes. Now, Wayfinder hasn't came out and said specifically that this is going to happen in Wayfinder, but I mean, again, they're saying they're going to monetize the game like Warframe, and Warframe, one of their pinnacle ways that they monetize the game is through premium currency. And there are websites like warframe.market that help facilitate players trading in-game items for premium currency. And I'll leave a link to that website as well, so you can kind of look at how it operates, because if we're reading in between the lines, which I realize it's not a for sure thing yet, that this is very possible for Wayfinder in the future. And I wanted to point that out because some people may not like that and not want to get in the game initially because of this particular aspect of it. So there you have it, folks. Hopefully that was clear. If it's not, leave a comment below. Ask your questions. I'll answer them the best that I can. I can clarify. Join me on Twitch, twitch.tv/redbird. I'll answer questions live for you there. I'll be playing Wayfinder and streaming Wayfinder Tuesday once the game goes live. And check out studioloot.com. We put in a ton of work over there for all the Wayfinder guides, the Wayfinder database that'll be launching at the time of the launch that the game happens. We've been heavily invested in Wayfinder. We're looking forward to it in a big way. And we hope you guys are too. If you like the video, subscribe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.